Hello, how y'all doing? My name is Markeisha Clark, and I have a story to tell. So y'all may already know about my fight with breast cancer, and I won. As of June 2024, I've been cancer-free for 10 months now. And so I have this sneaker ball to go to tonight. Um, and so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna get dressed and do my makeup right here in the bathroom and kind of just tell y'all um, all this stuff I've been through. Ooh, I was gonna do a different look, but I decided just to go ahead and do a regular eye and a red lip with a wing because I'm wearing black and gold to the event. And so yeah, y'all ride along for a story. And honestly, it's almost like, sorry, I want to take any excess oils off of my face. It's almost like I want to, it's like, where do I begin, right? So if y'all don't know, I'm also a professional makeup artist, but I'm switching over to products instead of services. I've been doing weddings for years and years and years, almost 10 years. And so, yeah, like I said, I'm just making that switch now. But I can still show the girls and the guys how to do the makeups. And so this one is ColourPop. I don't know if they carry this anymore. It's called Bangin' Brunette. This is NARS. I love this. Is my favorite cream concealer and highlight. It's called Medium to Caramel. And I'll put all the stuff in the chat. And then I'm also using MAC 24 Hour AA0. I don't know. I'm using my kit. And so, hold on. I'm gonna have to use this, y'all, for some parts. I'm just gonna kind of fill in my brows a little bit. Because I want them to be a little bit stronger than usual, even though I have the brow mascara, the brow permanent cosmetics. I'm just a little bit stronger. Don't worry, I'll clean all that up. And I always have to kind of even out my eyebrows because brows are sisters. Brows are not twins. So, yeah, there's that. All right. So, anyway, back to story time. Basically, this is what happened. I, beat cancer and everything, but, there's a new strain of COVID. And I really didn't get vaccinated because I know how to heal my immune system, which is what I did when I was fighting cancer. And my children, family, man, we just do the same, So I'm using this like kind of as my concealer and my highlight, which I usually put it on first. Oh shoot, I forgot to moisturize. Let me do that. Moisturize and also put on my mattifier. I'll show y'all what I use in my kit. Um, I like this Embryo Lace moisturizer, and sometimes I use a soft ochre to do the eyes, but today I'm going quick. Like I said, doing a little bit of a quicker look. So and Dewey is in anyway, so we can just do skin how we need to do skin, and I'll blend all of that in. That's what I'm gonna roll with. Y'all work with me. All right, so back to the story. Um, so it started really a month ago, and I didn't know what was going on. Honestly, I just thought it was like some little bug. I'm gonna say all it is. Some little bug, the kids caught at school, they passed it on to mommy because they come in the room and whatnot. But I could not eat or drink hardly anything. It was coming out of both ends, if you want to get graphic. Um, Moisturize my lips and I'll dab it off before I put on the matte lipstick. I'll moisturize my lips and then dab it off later. But we have to moisturize. Even if you prefer a matte look, it keeps all the oils from coming back. And give me just a second. All right. So now I'll go back and I like lightly tap away any excess oils. This is an old school makeup trick from theater. If you've learned theater makeup, I actually went to Modern Makeup Society makeup school when I was first learning to be a makeup artist. So there is that. All right, so we got that. And what I also want to do, guys, is go ahead and contour. And honestly, I like to use black opal. This color is called Amber. So I'm gonna go ahead and and amber is almost like kind of my skin tone. So that's really just gonna kind of neutralize some of that highlight. And please don't worry, I'm gonna blend it in. Blending, oh, please blend. Okay, anyway, back to the story. Hold on. Let me go get my makeup brushes. And I would try. And we're back. Make sure y'all can see me. Okay. I zoomed in a little bit so y'all can see me blend this, and I'm gonna set it with a darker and a lighter powder in the middle as well. So we got some blending and some setting to do. Okay, so anyway, getting back to it. So I'm literally got stuff coming out of both ends. I don't know what's going on. And then boom, I'm like, okay, I can't keep nothing down. I'm losing weight. This isn't good, right? And so then I asked Roger, I'm like, baby, I need you to call 911. And I don't do this, you know. Every now and again, I might think, oh, I need to go to the doctor. But usually I try to handle my stuff naturally. So if I said, hey, it's time to go to the doctor, he was like, oh, dang, you know, like, oh, you feeling like that, right? So make sure you blend all that in so it looks like skin, okay? All right. And then we're gonna come back and set everything. Okay, so he calls 911. They come get me. I go to the ER. It takes Memorial Hermann ER 9 hours. I do not recommend. Okay, go to urgent care, pay the difference, go to a bigger hospital, something else. Now they were wonderful once I got up to the floor because I ended up having to stay in the hospital for 14 days. Um, yeah, and they took great care of me then. But that emergency room, no. Okay, so anywho, went up in there. Here, this is some Revlon. It's like a little lighter. I'm just putting it in the front to kind of guide my hairs to stay. All right. So I was like, no, ma'am, no, sir, that's not gonna work. So basically, not that I dropped all my stuff. I'll get it later. Basically, I went ahead and I canceled. I'll redo it. Anyway, I went ahead and I canceled. I was like, I'm just gonna go home. I think I'll be fine. I think I can work this out at home. Just start eating gluten-free, anti-inflammatory, no cheese, no dairy, and just be real vegan at first is what I did, honestly, even in the hospital. And because I had to go back. Um, Dang, I need some more powder. I have to use some for my face. Which in my kit, I use a stronger one because I can't like double dip, but it's called Ben Nye, but I put Dermablend in here. So I'm just gonna use it um, to set all the concealer areas because that needs to set for real. Because I don't like a matte look. I mean, I don't like a dry look. Ugh. I do not like a matte look. I do not like a dewy look on my face. I know that's in, but I have naturally oily skin, so I'm like, I produce my own dew. I don't need an extra dew. But anyway, getting back to the story. Came home, needless to say, this time around, natural remedy was not enough. I ended up going back to the hospital. I'm gonna use this brush. And just do, like I said, around the edges a little bit more. And yes, this eyeshadow, you can use any powders, any creams, and any liquids that are the colors that you need on your skin. Don't let them people tell you different, because you can, and I do. And I dare anybody to tell me that it didn't work, because look. All right, and then we're gonna get a little darker just here, because it's nighttime and I know I'm about to take a lot of pictures. So usually if I take a lot of pictures, I kind of do my makeup extra, because when you have flash and you have lights and stuff like that, it does not show as much, right? So yeah, hold on just a minute. Okay, so I'm back. And again, this is gonna be quite a video, long video. And hopefully y'all can listen to my story. So the next day, I'm about to blend in again. The next day, this is my blending brush, a big fluffy brush. Just blend all of that in real lightly, dust it off. Next day, I wake up, and at this point, it's been almost a month, I'll let y'all know. And I wake up and I'm like, just a minute. I'm back. I usually use like a toner spray now to melt that in. And at the very end, I'm gonna actually use like a really strong setting spray as well, so that it all lasts. But at the same time, I like my makeup to look natural, okay? So let me get my jewelry, I'll be right back. So yeah, so anyway, long story short, I'm back at the hospital. This time, Roger takes me to the ER. I actually get admitted to, I wait again, then I get admitted to the hospital because I told the doctor, hey, I need to be admitted. Like, I'm not okay, and something's definitely wrong. Like, it's been a month, and I can't keep this food in. I need another bobby pin for my hair. Y'all like how I did my hair too? But like I said, I'm going to dry up before I finish the rest of my makeup. So, long story short, they go ahead and, let me get this off my lips, admit me, right? And so then I'm like, okay, bet. They admit me. I'm in so much pain at this point. At this point, they had already given me morphine and started an IV. And if you look at my wrists, my veins, and the back of my arms, all this is this is a really sad thing, but I actually had to wear the Depends diapers. Roger bought them for me because they had some kind of raggedy diapers in the hospital, and the Depends one were more comfortable. But I had to wear diapers at first because I couldn't even walk. All right, I had to get assistance to walk because that's how weak I got. So I'm on the come up. That's the good news, right? But yeah, if you see me all bruised up, that's why. That's why, because of the hospital. I ended up getting a med catheter. It's like an IV that they left in the rest of the time so that my veins could stop blowing. That's how bad it got, right? Oh, it's almost dry. Okay. Okay, so back to the story. So I'm gonna start doing my eyeliner and stuff. I'll zoom in. Okay. So let me get my brushes again. Back to the story, basically. So yeah, it was tragic. Like, it was bad. I'm gonna use this color. I have a lot of powders. Like I said, powders, liquids, and I smile, put them on my apples, and then bring the color up. And I'm using this color. I don't even know what this color is. I think, oh, Cinnabar. I think I used Femme Blush. I don't even know if they still sell these, but I bought a lot of those, and I depotted them and put them in here. So, but yeah, so I was just like, oh my goodness, like, I'm actually in the hospital. And believe it or not, my whole fight with breast cancer, I did not go to the hospital, not once. Not once. So that kind of surprised me a little bit. But anyway, I just went with it, right? And this is where I had to start actually kind of trusting God again, honestly and truly. lots happened in my life. It kind of separated me from what my idea of God was, and I had to rekindle that. I had to refigure that out. And yeah, 14 days in the hospital, and 10 days before that at home, where you can't eat and you can't keep anything down or inside of you, will make you reconnect. So anyway, long story short, child, mommy went through it. I'm gonna use this Fenty, I forget the color, I'll put it in there. I'm gonna use that on my lips because I want a long-lasting red lip tonight. And I bought another one that I'll keep in my purse because it's shaped better. But since this one is here, this is really like the perfect red. Let me make sure this lip looks good. But this is the perfect red for pretty much a universal woman of color skin tone. That's how I do my lips. And I do this because why? So you don't get it on your teeth. Well, I was trying to zoom in, but for some reason it won't get in focus. So I'm gonna have to work with this. Anyway, did my lips. All right, time for eyeliner. Move that before I bruise myself some more. Okay. So I'm using my personal, I don't know, this is like Ace Beauty. It has all these different mattes and shiny tones. So I usually travel with this one. And this is just a Maybelline waterproof, like a coal liner. I'm gonna put that at the bottom because I do want, like I said, it to be a little darker pop. We're gonna blend that out, of course. Always. Oh, I lied. So we're just gonna do all of it. I'll be back. I'm gonna try to do it. If y'all bear with me, where you guys can kind of see me smoke that out. Okay. And then I'm gonna set it with some black powder, because what? You always set creams with powder so they don't move. And red lipstick makes your teeth look whiter. So this is why I use like a thin brush. It's really an eyebrow brush. I'm gonna go in with this black and I'm gonna set this powder. And I'm basically gonna do the same thing at the top. I'm gonna line it with the cream liner and blend it out and set the bottom. Okay, and then after I set the bottom, trying to get close, I'm gonna go in with some dark brown a little bit and kind of blend that out. Because why? Because we always blend it out. And a teeny bit with the same brush of light brown to kind of blend that all into, see my hand. I always use my hand. Every makeup artist probably uses either a palette or their hand to blend. I'm just gonna bring that out a little bit because I plan to do a cat eye. On my eyeliner. I use this waterproof mascara. I think that's what that is. Honestly and truly. I always use my hand. Every makeup artist probably uses either a palette or their hand to blend. I'm just gonna bring that out a little bit because I plan to do a cat eye. Never mind, we're using it from the kit. Final seal. Before I put on mascara. This is waterproof, stuck on, staying all night makeup. But with that being said, it does have alcohol in it. So after it dries, I'm actually gonna spray back with my toner again. This time I use the one I use in my kit so I can show y'all, Mario Badescu. And for people who are more mature or who have really dry skin, I set with the Scandinavia in my kit. I don't use that Bed9, but since I have really oily skin, baby, I need all the help I can get, okay? We not blended over there. Hold on. We're gonna use a little MAC. All the help I can get, okay? Liquid from my kit to touch that up because we are not blended. And what I say, we always have to blend. I'm not gonna be looking crazy. So my bad, fixing it now. Right? You know, if I ever did a bride or right? You know, if I ever did a bride or bridesmaid and they didn't particularly like it, I'm like, tell me, because we could fix it. Last one. And this is where everything blends together to look more natural. Now we're done. Bye. So the after selfie, makeup still looking good, hair still looking right. What y'all think?